Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what are the different modifiers that are available in Java? Let me answer this question first with theoretical explanation followed by practical demonstration. There are different modifiers we have in Java, and before I explain or list down you the list of different modifiers in Java, what exactly are these modifiers in Java? I would like to answer first. What exactly are modifiers in Java? Modifiers can be specified before variables, methods, and classes. On specifying these different types of modifiers before variables, methods, and classes in Java, the original behavior of this particular variables, methods, and classes will get modified. That's why we call them as modifiers. And there are, at a high level, the modifiers can be divided into two types. One is access modifiers. In Java, modifiers at a high level are categorized into two types. One is access modifiers and other one are non-access modifiers. Non-access modifiers. Coming to the access modifiers, why we call them access modifiers? Because these modifiers, when specified before variables, methods, classes, will modify the access behavior of the those things, that is variables, classes, and methods related access related. Okay, behavior will be modified with the help of these access modifiers. Under access modifiers, we have different access modifiers like public, then we have private, then we have protected, and then we have default. These are the four access modifiers we have under the modifiers in Java. And coming to the non-access modifiers, we have around three non-access modifiers. Okay, that is static, final, and abstract. Okay, static, final, and abstract. So these are the three non-access modifiers we have under the modifiers in Java. Where coming to the access modifiers, we have public, private, protected, and default. Total 7 modifiers are there, guys. 4 modifiers fall into the access modifiers category, and 3 modifiers fall into the non-access modifiers category. So for practical demonstration, I'm not going to explain each and everything for you. That will take a lot of time, guys. Rather, I'll show you how to specify these modifiers before variables, methods, and classes at a high level. Instead of explaining what will happen when I specify public before a class, public before a variable, public before a method, I will not explain such kind of concepts. But I'll show you how to specify these modifiers before the variables, methods, and classes in Java. I'm going to show you at a high level only. So for that, as part of this question, that much explanation is not required, so I'm not doing that. Okay, I'll create a package, guys. I'll just name this package as modifiers pack, and inside this modifiers pack, I'm going to create a class. I'll just name this class as sample class. Click on finish. By default, when I create a class in Eclipse ID in one of the projects in Java, right? By default, which modifier is coming here before the class? Public access modifier is coming. Can I mention it is private? No, guys. You'll get a compiler error saying illegal modifier. Illegal modifier. Only public can be specified here, or default can be specified. If you don't specify any modifier before a class, that becomes a default modifier. Before a class, only public and default can be accepted. Okay. But other modifiers like private and protected cannot be specified before the classes, guys. When you try to provide private and protected before the classes in Java, you will get illegal modifier kind of error message. Okay, illegal modifier kind of error message you will get. So here, I'll just go to public, guys. I told you how to write the other modifier that is protected before this class. Okay. Now I'm going to write down some variables, guys. Some variables. Int a is equal to 5. So before this particular variable, I can provide public modifier. I can provide private modifier. I can specify the default modifier. If I don't specify any modifier, that is a default modifier. Then can I specify the protected modifier? Yes, you can also specify the protected modifier. Okay, that's fine. Now, what about the other non-access modifiers? Can I specify here? That is static. Static can I specify before a variable? Yes, I can mention static before a variable. Then what about for global variables? You can mention static as the variables which are created outside the methods directly under the class. For them, you can specify the static, but for the variables which are created inside the method public void, public void demo method I'm creating, guys. Inside the method, if I create a variable int p is equal to 10 or some kind of variable, here I cannot specify static, guys. Okay, it will give me an error. You see, illegal modifier error. For local variable, static cannot be specified. For global variables which are directly created under the class, you can specify the static non-access modifier. What about final? I can specify. Can I specify final here? Non-access modifier before a variable? Yes. Okay. Then what about the abstract? Abstract cannot be specified before the variables, guys. You see, illegal modifier error will come. Illegal modifier, abstract modifier cannot be specified before the variables. What about the classes, guys? Coming to the non-access modifiers before the classes, can I provide static here? I cannot provide static before a class, guys. Illegal modifier will come. Then what about final? Final I can specify. When I specify final, right? If no error is coming, I can specify final. What about abstract? Abstract I can specify. Both final and abstract and I can specify before the classes, but static non-access modifier I cannot specify before a class. Okay. So variable also I covered, guys. Now coming to the methods, guys. Public can be specified before a method. Private also can be specified before a method. Then protected also can be specified before a method. Okay, then default also can be, if you don't specify any modifier, there's a default can also be specified before a method. Static can be specified before a method. Okay, this is final is for variables and classes, guys, and final also can be specified with methods. Will stop the overriding. So final also can be specified with the methods, and abstract also can be specified with the methods, but the method should not have the method body, guys. When I specify the abstract modifier, right, the method should not have the method body, and the class that is containing at least one abstract method also should be abstract. Okay, so a lot of topics are there surrounding this different type of modifiers that can be specified before the classes, variables, and methods. And on specifying this different type of access and non-access modifiers before the classes, variables, and methods, right, their original access behavior or non-access type of behavior will get modified. That's why we call them as modifiers, guys. So with practical demonstration and theoretical explanation, I've answered this question for you. This much is enough, guys. What are the different modifiers in Java? Categorized into access modifiers, non-access modifiers, and these are the access modifiers. These are the non-access modifiers. You can answer this list of modifiers, that is access and non-access modifiers, the total 7 modifiers you can answer, right? You're good to go with this answer for this particular question, guys. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.